But I'm just curious, where does your need for writing and performing come from?
I think it is trying not understand the world, but I think understanding my feelings. Like it really helps me to dissect and like write things out and figure out why exactly I feel the way I do. Because I'm very much a person who will just like push things down and avoid it as long as I can. And I think writing really just helps me work through all these problems that I have. And then I can understand like why I feel that way. And then I can just put it away.
Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by me, Chris. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 556 of the podcast. Wonderful episode for y'all today. I'm going to be posting another episode this week, so give thanks. When you're with your family this week for American Thanksgiving, give thanks to each other. And also give thanks for Casting for Two podcast. You're welcome in advance. As always, if you would like to find out where this podcast is or follow me on the socials, pick up some swag, castingfortwo.com is the perfect place to do that. And, you're welcome once again. My guest today is a phenomenal musician, songwriter, singer, person, rhinestonist. Megan Cannon from the band Instant Crush is here on the episode today. And the new album, I'm Sorry I Didn't Bite My Tongue, is available right now. And I recommend it. It's a fun listen. I had a lot of fun listening and chatting with Megan about the album. And you know what? Instead of me saying I had a lot of fun, why don't we just listen to it, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Megan, take it away. But how's your day going so far?
It's been going good. I stayed up way too late last night, so I woke up very late today. So my day's just getting started.
Gotcha. Okay.
Stayed up till 5 a.m. and now I'm awake and going. How about you?
Oh, man. So, I technically went to bed late as well, but like around like 1 a.m. I, as much as I like to say that, oh, yeah, I can still stay up and blah, blah, I'm getting older and there's nothing like going to sleep like at 8 p.m. I'm just like, oh, yes, let's go to bed. Hell yeah. Tylenol PM, knock me out right now.
It's so nice. I'm a Tylenol PM and melatonin lover. Yep. I don't know what happened to me last night. That was not me. That was someone else.
what was your brain just going and you were just like, oh, who is that one person in that one thing? Let me look it up. Was it like that for you, or were you just like in a creative zone?
Creative zone. I'm a big like DIY craft girly, and I was like, I'm not going to sleep until I finish this.
That's fair.
And that's indeed what I did.
Well, and okay, so what were you crafting?
So we have our album release show on Sunday. So yes. I've just been kind of making a nice little dress for that show. And I'm big into rhinestoning, which takes like 12 years to do every single time. So
yeah, because you have to do those individually, right?
Yeah, and there's like 1,000 something on like each individual thing. So it's very intense. Takes a long time.
Yeah. That's perfectly reasonable. You just want to you want to look as good as the music is. So I get it.
I think it's very important to like have the aesthetic match the music. So I've been trying my best to just like get all of my creative ideas out there in every single medium, I think.
So when you say that, okay, now I'm very curious. But so have you done, when you say other mediums, have you done any kind of I don't know, like painting or photography, stuff like that?
Yeah, so I personally paint a lot on my own time, and then one of my bandmates is big into photography too. So a lot of the time I just have an idea for something and then I'll pass it off to someone else and we all just work together.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I love that. And I'm so fascinated with painters because I can't do I can't do a drawing to save my life, but then I'll watch these, YouTube or Instagram reels, stuff like that. And if people just make it look so easy to the point where I'm just like, I can do that, when I'm just like, no, you probably can't.
That was my friend and I the other day. We were like, we just got to do some Bob Ross videos, see what's happening.
Yeah, let's just do some happy trees real quick. Just quick happy
Yeah.
trees. Let's get it going. But no, well, still, I'm glad that but you were able to finish your dress or get like more than halfway through.
I would say I'm like 90%
Okay.
done. I had to tap out because I was like, it's 5 a.m. This is getting a little ridiculous. So I was like, I should just go to bed.
Yeah.
But today's the day I'll finish.
Yes. Well, I mean, still, at least you got 90% of it through, and you got some sleep, and you're ready to conquer the dress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I love that. I love that. So, and then you mentioned that you've been working on different stuff. How is are you doing different things to distract you from the album coming out? I've never had an album come out, so I don't know what kind of mental preparation you're going through or anything like that.
That's so funny you mention it because I woke up today and I was like, wow, that's some avoided behavior. Just like, avoid that anxiety. I am very anxious about it, but I think like staying occupied
Mhm.
definitely helps me. And that's why I do love rhinestoning. It's like fully mind, body occupied. So that's kind of been my thing as of lately. I've been making a lot of things
Gotcha.
that just aren't music related. They're like
Yeah.
kind of tied in, but yeah.
Have you, whenever you're doing one of these projects or rhinestoning anything, in the middle of it, has the idea for a song popped in, and you've been just like, ooh, okay, let's follow this.
Yes, and I get distracted so easily.
Mhm.
So that happens quite a bit. And just because my mind's like occupied, it gives me less space to like self critique while thinking of ideas, I think.
Mhm.
So I definitely do step away and just like work on little ideas for a bit until I lose all my focus there. Then I gotta go bounce back to something else.
I mean, at least you have something that it's there. You can take a
Yeah,
break, you can pause, and then come back to it. Uh, so yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
it's very nice to just like go bounce around and like stay fully occupied and productive,
Hmm.
even though it's different things. I'm like, this is good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Um, and so one of the things, again, very curious. I love learning about when people get bit by the certain bug. And in your case, when did you get bit by that music bug?
I would say fifth grade, I got very deep into Fall Out Boy's like full discography, and I
Oh,
thought that was the
okay.
coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I started out with like bass lessons, I would say, when I was in seventh or eighth grade. So I started out just playing bass fully, and
Mhm.
that's what I thought I wanted to do. And I would say around when I was like 14, I started dealing with like a lot of depression and anxiety.
Mhm.
And I think with that, I needed a creative outlet. So then I just transitioned into songwriting and I've been doing the whole guitar and singing thing ever since.
When you were getting into songwriting, I mean, I think that's fascinating. You wanted to be the next female Pete Wentz. I think
It's
that's
so funny
phenomenal.
looking back on it.
My girlfriend and I, we always have a special place in our heart for Fall Out Boy. Because it's Fall Out Boy. Uh,
Yeah,
what more can you say? It's Fall Out Boy. Moving on.
exactly.
But when you were getting into songwriting, did you ever have times where you were just kind of like, I don't know if I can share this. This is a little bit too personal. Like, were you ever hesitant to share your writing?
Oh, 100%. And I think even now that's still like something I've been struggling with a lot.
Hmm.
It's just like being fully honest in the music and having to share that with the world is very intimidating.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, which was like a lot of the concept for the album, just because I felt I was more honest than usual. Because it's easier to just write things and put them out for the sake of writing songs. But I think once it's really true and personal to yourself, it's really hard, which is why I've been really anxious.
Gotcha. So, doing that and, injecting a little bit more of you into the lyrics, did you notice that you were a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like not precious, but more like we got to get these songs right because, you just had this sense of, I'm really going out here. I'm putting everything in here. Like I'm not saying that, the work isn't good, but it's just like, okay, we need to step it up like to an 11 this time.
100%. I definitely was just very delicate with each part of the song, and I wanted to make sure it was the best it could be because I was just so like it. Just my personal thoughts coming to life. Like those ones just felt the most me, so I wanted that to be just every single way that I could myself.
Okay. Yeah, no, I absolutely love that. And I listened to the album earlier and I really enjoyed it. I think it's a wonderful album.
Thank you.
Of course. I have to know though. A lot of songs stuck out to me, but the one that like really caught me was Loner.
Oh, yeah. Loner.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I was before I jumped in here, I was like mid listening to it for the third time because I just like to know like what's up with this song. Why this song out of everything? But I'm just curious, out of all the songs, is there one in particular that you're looking forward to people hearing live?
Oh, I would say we started playing this song on tour on our last ride with Friday Pilots Club. So I guess people have already heard it live, but they didn't know what the song was. It was just some unreleased one that we were playing. But the audience seems to really connect with this one song on the album called All Your Friends. That one's been super fun to play live because everybody's just so stoked on it every time, more than the rest of the set, which was super interesting to see. So I think people are going to enjoy that one live quite a bit.
Nice. I love that. And so how long did you have hearing that you had this song ready and we're, just kind of shopping it around before, how long were these songs finished?
I would say it's definitely over a span. Some of them are 2.5 years old. Apology Tour is super. That one's been done for a while. Again, All Your Friends was probably the last song that we did for the record, and we finished that one in January, I believe. So it's been done for a little bit, but some are pretty old, which is very funny. And I'm so excited that they're out. I'm like, it's just such a fun collection of songs, just like over the span of that time, I think.
Yeah. And so, with those songs and, kind of taking, the time with the songs, and, I'm just curious, was there one song in particular that took a little bit extra time to figure out? Or something wasn't working, the lyrics or the music?
Apology Tour, which was like the oldest of all of them, that probably went through like 4 or 5 different rounds of production, which is insane. But that one just needed to be right because I knew I was like, it's such a fun, like upbeat song. I was like, this needs to be presented in the best way possible. So we just kept going at it and I kept having more notes. It started out like there was some crazy 8-bit intro back in the day. That is no longer in there.
What?
I know, it's crazy, but that one definitely took the longest out of all of them.
Okay. And then just kind of the flip side. I know you mentioned that one you had done earlier this year. Would you say that one was the fastest song just kind of came together, or was there another one?
I guess that one was produced fully in January. I wrote it in July of last year. So that one did still take quite a bit, just getting everybody in the band's input and their writing style on it. The fastest to come together,
Yeah.
Probably Loner.
Yep. Yep.
That
I
one
knew
was
it. I knew it.
it's so groovy and fun. And I think
Yeah.
like once you're in that good vibe, like it's so simple. And I think that's what makes it so fun is it's just you aren't overthinking it. It's just like a good groovy little song.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's why I was just like, I don't know what it is about this song. I just need more of it. So, and I'm not saying that that doesn't normally happen, but in the last couple of months, it happens every once in a while.
Hmm.
When I'm just like, what is the, wait a second, hang on. Well, first of all, I don't pause. I don't pause when I'm listening to the album because I have to listen to the whole thing. I'm not one of these people just like pick and choose. No, I listen to everything, and then once it's all done, I'm like, okay, now I can go back and kind of dissect, quote unquote. I'm not a dissector, but I just like to just uh, internally analyze why I enjoy a song and how I can use it.
I do the same exact thing. You and I listen to albums in a very similar way.
Yeah. So I remember one of my girlfriend and I's first outings. Um, what was the band? Bleachers. They came out with a new album, and I had already listened to it and I loved it. And she was like, "Oh, let's listen to it." And she had it on shuffle, and I was just like, "No, that's not the song that comes
Oh,
next. No, no, you need to listen to it the way Jack Antonoff wanted it to be heard." And look, I sound crazy? Absolutely, but I was very passionate about. No, these artists put these songs in order, and we must respect that. No shuffle.
I I don't think I've listened to an album on shuffle in like I can't even remember.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right. It's yeah. No, I mean I'll do a shuffle if it's like a playlist. But even then, I'm just like, well, somebody put this together, so maybe I should just listen to how it is. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, and I just love. Um, Also, like I said, the time that the artist takes to put these songs in order, and I'm just like, well, there has to be a flow between them. It's not like people are just throwing songs on a CD willy nilly. That doesn't make
I
sense.
know. That's a crazy concept if somebody did. I I respect it if that's your style, but that is not my style.
And so I'm very curious. I usually ask this for actors, but I'm curious for you. You mentioned, going through anxiety when you were younger. But I'm just curious, where does your need for writing and performing come from you? Is it like a trying to get over something, or is it like just trying to understand the world? You're curious, something like where do you think that comes from?
I think it is trying not understand the world, but I think understanding my feelings. Like it
Mm-hmm.
really helps me to dissect and like write things out and figure out why exactly I feel the way I do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm very much a person who will just like push things down and avoid it as long as I can. And I
Yeah.
think writing really just helps me work through all these problems that I have. And then I can understand like why I feel that way. And then I can just put it away. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I understand. And then I'm fully moved on from something. I think it really just helps me stop and reflect. Otherwise, I'll just keep going.
Keep going, keep pushing down the feelings.
Yup.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I get that for sure. I haven't had a feeling since what year is it? But I get it, and I love that. I love that. That's ultimately like a form of therapy. I feel like you can sell that.
No, for real. Like it, my form of therapy. And I realized, well, like talking about why, right? I was like, oh, that's not really healthy to push that all down. But it is a form of therapy to like be working through that.
It's like at least you know about it, so it's not like you're
Yeah, self-aware.
oblivious. So you just got to write it out first. It's fine. I'm I'm not saying I'm an enabler. I just want you to be happy. That's all I'm saying.
I appreciate you.
Well, and so for the people at home, well, actually, before we get into that, I'm very curious. Another question that I love asking people, and there's never a right or wrong answer, but I'm very curious what you have to say. To you, what makes a perfect song?
Ooh, I think I love having conversational lyrics. I think what for a perfect song that I truly enjoy, it's where it sounds like the writer is talking directly to me and I can feel like I am directly in their shoes. I'm a big production nerd too, so like I feel in a song for it to be fully perfect for me, it has to have something weird and unique. I think even if it's just weird lyrically, but weird production elements. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think like the most perfect song I heard recently was this song by the Rex called Always Every Time. I was like, this is literally perfect. It has like such an interesting guitar part in there and just tone. And then it's still so conversational and flowing lyrically. So I think that. Okay. I also need to jump on the chorus, which I am just a dance song enjoyer. So that makes me biased. I do still love slow songs. So that's not to say like it's not perfect if it doesn't do that. But I think just that emotional impact to where I feel like I need to move.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I love that. It's I'm not saying you, but for somebody like me who's just like, I don't want to dance. And then all of a sudden I need to dance, right? I need a bus to move. I get it. There's just that you're just overcome with a feeling that you're just like, I need to just accept this feeling and do something about it.
Exactly. Like I'm not a dancer either. That's why I know it's a great song. I'm like, I need to move and do something with myself. Like it's just so good.
I love that. And so for the people at home who'd like to keep up with everything that you're doing, pick up the album, which by the time this airs, it'll already be out. Or just be in the know. Where can they do all that?
You can find us everywhere at We Are Instant Crush, and on weareinstantcrush.com. It has all of our social links and everything. So perfect. We'll be there.
Perfect. Megan, thank you so much for chatting with me. I enjoyed this. And again, I really enjoyed the album when Caroline was just like, you're going to love this album. So you should just listen to it. And she, I never doubt her. She's always right. So when I heard it, I said, oh, let's just schedule something right away. I wasn't even done with the first song. I was like, let's just do it. That's like, I'm on board already. So,
oh my gosh. Well, I enjoyed this too. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I'll let you go, finish your dress and start on the other creative project before the album release show. So, yeah,
I'm in my max productivity right now. There we go.
There we go. Thank you. You have a wonderful rest of your day and keep staying safe and healthy. All right.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.